I spent most of the morning up in North Carlton buying some Australian body care products containing Australian plant extracts not available in Europe. But being a clueless European, despite the many warnings about the volatility of Melbourne weather, I had seriously underdressed when I saw the early morning sun. And shivering from the cold rain which had arrived a few hours later, scuttled back to South Melbourne to warm up at Ginger and White. I took comfort in a dish which worked both as brunch or lunch fare. Beetroot cured ocean trout with wafer-thin slices of pickled radish, potato hash, obscured under the trout, and pea tendrils, with crackling and an assortment of seeds. You've also noticed the 2 perfect poached eggs perched on top of the trout. Emphasizing the brunch mode, I asked for a slice of toasted banana bread with a pat of butter to follow my fish and eggs, and wrapped up with a macchiato. By now, I felt warm enough again to make a sortie over to the South Melbourne Market. Markets always lift my mood, and South Melbourne Market is one of the best you could find anywhere. It spills over onto stands on the Coventry Street side, where I took a good look around fruits on Coventry. I was overcome with envy at what I found and would not find at our best markets in Vienna. Fresh shiso leaves, fresh sorrel, garlic chives, and cilantro in such an abundance and freshness. In the refrigerator case, fresh enoki and shimeji mushrooms, as well as black fungus, all equally hard or impossible to find in Vienna. Other things I'd look for in vain at my markets: fresh curry leaves, morning glory and baby eggplant, bitter melon, choy sum, all grown in Australia, I should point out. What else did I see? Fresh habaneros, fresh turmeric, not just half celeries, but the very practical idea of individual celery stalks. Stacks of passion fruit and nashi pear, and ripe avocados labeled "Eat me, I'm ripe," so customers don't have to test press all the fruits. Moving inside the market, there was the Emerald Deli, which, aside from all the wonderful things in its display cases, is justly proud of its cheese room. That's the temperature-controlled vault behind the plastic flaps, where an astonishing variety of cheeses was on hand to test the self-discipline of a cheese addict like myself. Shoppers were thronging the aisles, as on each of my other several excursions to this market. Heavy traffic also at the meat stands. The oyster bar and fish stalls, as well as the organic butchers, who boasted an amazing exhibit of T-bone steaks waiting serenely for customers in a fridge. Back outside, I passed an Asian grocer selling organic cha soba, udon, somen, and ramen noodles, as well as panko crumbs, just to name a few items I have to look hard for in Vienna. And I made sure to pick up some organic sourdough bread from St. George's Bakery for breakfast in my service department. After being surrounded by all this good food, I needed a sugar fix. No better place to quell such an urge than across the street at Bibelot, a shockingly fabulous patisserie and chocolate shop. Allowing myself one single dessert, I settled on a salted butter caramel eclair. The label gives you all the details, and if you aren't a pâtissier yourself, you may need to research a method or two used in this dessert's composition. An excellent macchiato, even by Melbourne's stringent standards, further enhanced both the eclair and my mood. I'll torment the sweet tooth of each viewer with a small tour of some of the other specialties I saw. Starting with the mango yuzu and coconut cake. And try not to drool as I show you a quick parade of the macaroons. And of the individual sweets, where the chestnut whiskey, chai spice, and tonka mandarin confections were the ones I found hardest to resist. Yet resist I did. Soon I would be having dinner at the Indian restaurant Babuji, and I knew I wanted my appetite at 100% capacity for that. All of the glorious menu details will be in my next video.